Welcome back, everybody, to the Patrick Carr Show. My name is Patrick Carr. If you couldn't tell by the title, I'm your host. This is another monologue that we get a chance to be able to talk directly to you. The whole goal of this is to try to improve your life. We don't get any money for this. There's no sponsors. We just want to take some time to hopefully bring some value and improve your life just a little bit today. Now, today's topic is one that I really like, and it's pursuing something meaningful in your life. Now, I think the biggest question to ask to begin is, why even pursue something meaningful? Why not just go through life, go through the motions, and let that be the end of it? I mean, isn't that just okay? I mean, hey, listen, I'll just go through. And sure, it is. But I think that you have meaning, and when you're pursuing something that is worth it, what you're going to find is that you begin to love yourself more. And I think we should all live a life where we're pursuing something that is going to help individuals around us. And I think that's really the basis of something meaningful. If you're not going through your life and doing things each and every day that could help an individual around you, I'm going to venture a guess you don't have a lot of meaning. At Blue Collar Media Group, what I do, we run a media company. And that media company, we help people. We help them with video. We help them look great on camera, if you want to look at it that way. Hold on one second. We got live. Oh. Well, there we go. We were live, so now we're continuing to be live, everybody. So at Blue Collar Media Group, we help people. We help them look great on camera. That in of itself is helping their business. It's helping them put food on the table. And therefore, there is meaning in pursuing something with Blue Collar. And our editors and the people behind the cameras right here, they find meaning in it when you get that moment with somebody where they're like, man, I didn't know I could look like that. I didn't know I could be that professional. I didn't know my business could look so good. It's a great thing. It's pursuing something meaningful because you're helping someone else. So many of us, we're going through our day right now. We'll wake up tomorrow and we ask the world, what is the world going to give us? Maybe a better question to ask would be, what can we give the world? What can we do to make somebody's life better, easier, more fulfilling in front of us? And in the pursuit of that, we begin to have a more meaningful life ourselves. So how then can we tell if a goal is in fact meaningful? And I always say that it's a goal that's meaningful is not expedient. You're not going to have something that's worth pursuing that you're going to get right away because it wouldn't be worth it if it was. So it takes a continuous effort day in, day out to achieve a dream that is worth going after. So what is your dream? What is it that's actually meaningful in your life that you're trying to achieve? I think some of us, maybe you started a business 4 years ago and you're realizing right now that is not even your dream anymore to own that business. Have you even thought about what your dream is 5 years down the road? Have you thought about the marriage that you want to have? Have you thought about the company, the life that you want to live? Or have you just gone through the motions day in, day out, and you're not helping anybody? All you're trying to do is just get to the next day to make the next dollar, to hopefully grow a business into something that you think you wanted 4 to 5 years ago. But today you're not even sure about that. And so if you want to live a meaningful life, then the first thing, you got to figure out what is meaning. And that, in my opinion, is helping individuals and making their life better, easing their suffering in some way with a product or a service or your skills or your abilities that you bring. You first have to figure out what the meaning is, and then you have to go ahead and decide, what are you going to do in this world that's going to do that? And if you haven't decided on that yet, now is the day. Today is the time to go in and make that happen. Because today is the time where you can shift your entire life. You can make a choice today to do something different and to do something that is more meaningful with your day and help out other individuals. And man, what a more meaningful life that would be, huh? And even if it wasn't, even if I was wrong, don't you think you would feel better about yourself if you woke up tomorrow and you said, today, man, I'm just going to interact with somebody and make their life better. I'm going to actually create something with the goal in mind, not to make a buck, but to ease somebody else's suffering. My girlfriend told me, and I said this on a previous episode, when you step in front of people, truly care about what is going on in front of them, there is real meaning in that. It's good. It will create such a meaningful life for you. And so when we're talking about that, I really want you to think about it. Is my goal right now big enough? If it's immediate and it's expedient right now, it's not meaningful, I promise you. So go pursue something that's not expedient, that's going to take time, something that's going to take a discipline, a consistency, a constant effort, with the understanding that that's the biggest meaning that you're going to be able to bring into this world. That's the purpose that you're here for. So if you haven't decided on what it is, today is a great day to decide on that, to write it down, to give it thought, Doesn't mean you have to come up with a decision today, but it should mean that if you want to live a purposeful life, you should sure as heck know what that purpose is. And so if you decide today and you said, this is my dream, Patrick, and we're going to go pursue this right now, then I would tell you this: value your future self more than you value who you are today. And your life is exponentially going to get better. You're going to help more people. You're going to be more fulfilled if you just simply take that one rule away. To value your future self more than you value who you are today. And shouldn't you? Shouldn't your future self be a better version than you are right now? Thank God I valued my future self at this time last year more than I valued who I was last year. Thank the Lord. Because who I was then, I didn't value very much. But I told myself in 1 year, I'm going to value that person. That man will be something that I can look at and I can be proud of. And even though I haven't achieved that, I've gotten better along the way. And, we talk about it on previous episodes, but I cannot say it enough. You hear this cliche thing that people will talk about. They'll say something like, a rich guy who's worth millions of dollars will go on a podcast and say, the money doesn't mean that much. It's not what buys happiness. What is the old saying? Money doesn't buy happiness. But the real thing, and I know, Wayne, you're tired of hearing about this one, but the real accomplishment is the person that an individual becomes in achieving the Lamborghini and achieving the $100 million business and growing a business from nothing into something, to hiring 100 or 500 employees. It's the person that individual has to become in the journey that makes it meaningful. And that is why you don't attach the happiness to something that happens on the end, some external behavior, some external circumstance. Because you may do everything right and you may still fail, but that doesn't mean that your life does not have meaning in the pursuit of that goal, because of the person that you became and the pursuit thereof far outweighs whatever you thought your goal was. Let that sit in for a minute, because you are going to fail. And you know what? Life is going to throw a lot at you. But if you continue to believe that, hey, listen, I'm becoming someone better. I'm becoming someone that I love because I'm pursuing something meaningful that's going to help other individuals. It's not going to be expedient, which means most people are going to give up on it. Most people can't do it because they don't have the fortitude. When life throws a couple punches at them, they give up. And as I've said before in this show, it's okay to fail. It's not okay to give up. And then when you keep on moving forward toward that goal or that dream that's going to help other people, I'm telling you, you will find such meaning in your life that you won't ever want to give up. Because when you see that the work that you have, the skills, the God-given abilities that you have are helping other individuals, it is such a passion to get behind that you won't ever want to give up. And there'll be people that are naysayers. There'll be people that try to tell you can't achieve something. There'll be even that voice inside your head that doubts you. But I want you to remember that person that helps other people and the joy that you can bring into their life, because that's where you find the real joy in your life. Pursuing something meaningful, not something expedient. And if you can go into your day with that, then you're going to know that, hey, listen, life is going to throw its curveballs at me today. I'm not looking at what I'm going to do today. We far overestimate what we can do in a day and underestimate what we can do in a year. Think about that. And 1 year from now, you can be so much more than what you are today. Don't compare yourself to what you were yesterday. Compare your choices that you made yesterday to what you were today, but not yourself. Compare yourself to who you were 1 year ago, and think about the person you want to be 1 year from now. And pursuing something meaningful, that person that you want to be 1 year from now, you won't recognize the individual from last year. You'll be embarrassed by the person from last year. I am. I've said before, I look back at the person I was last year, the decisions I made, the things that I said, and I go, man, who was that person? And if you can do that the next 365 days, the next 30 days, I am telling you, that's a great feeling when you look back and say, I don't even recognize that individual. I'll leave you with this. Heaven. And I know it's kind of a weird transition here, but I think roll with me on this. Ed Milet, and he's quoted this and made this idea of what heaven is. And I think it's a beautiful thing. If you're not religious, or if you are, I want you just to roll with this concept of heaven itself. Ed Milet says that there's heaven and there's hell. And when you die, what's going to happen is you're going to go up there, or you're going to go down to someplace, and God is going to introduce you to the person that you could have been. If you would have made all the phone calls, if you would have talked to that girl that you were supposed to talk to, if you would have taken the chances, if you would have treated people right, if you would have pursued something that was meaningful, if you would have done all the things that you could have done, that person that you could have been, God is going to introduce you to that individual. Heaven is when you know that person. Heaven is when that person looks at you and says, man, I thought you fell off so many times, but you got your ass back up. Man, I thought you were going to give up that one time, but man, you kept on chasing me. You kept on chasing that person that you could have been. That is heaven, everybody. You know that person. Hell is when you look at that person and you don't even know who they are, and they don't even recognize you. Hell is when God, you look at, you say, God, this is who I could have been. This is the person I could have become. And God looks at you and he's like, yeah, this is who I gave you all the tools. I gave you all the chances. Over and over again, I told you what you could do. And over again, you wanted immediate gratification, didn't you? You wanted immediate satisfaction in your life. You didn't want to put in all the work to achieve something meaningful, but I gave you the opportunities to get right back on track, to be able to meet this person and to be this individual, and you failed over and over again. This is what you could have been. That's heaven and that's hell. Now, maybe you're religious and you believe differently, but in my opinion, that's something worth thinking about. Even if you are religious, wouldn't God want you to do everything you were put on this earth to do? Don't you have a duty to be able to be the most meaningful person, to achieve the most with your God-given abilities? Because you have something that you can bring to this world that nobody else has. We all have that one thing that you're a little bit better at, and you know it in your heart that you're meant to do more. Maybe right now you're sitting there, you're like, yeah, I know what it is. I have this thing that I know I'm good at it. If I just honed my craft, if I just used it to help other individuals, I know I could do something with it. But I'm too afraid to fail. I'm too afraid of what my boyfriend or girlfriend will think. I'm too afraid of what my significant other or my employees, whatever it is, are going to think about me, so I've kept on putting it off. But you know you can do more, then go do it. I'm here to tell you, and that what we like to say on the show is that you are a powerful person. You have the ability to go do something great with your life. You are a great person. Now you just have to go show the world that you are the individual that we already know that you are inside. God blessed you with something that you can innately do better than other individuals. And if you're going to pursue something in life, then pursue it with those abilities that God has given you. Pursue it with such a tenacity that the world looks at you and says, hey, man, you got to calm down. Make other people uncomfortable with your tenacity. Make other people uncomfortable with your pursuit of something that is great. And I think that if we can do that, we live a more meaningful life. And that's what it's all about. Anyways, got a little bit passionate right there for y'all, because I really think this is something that so many of us need to do. We're locked into right now a dream, and we think, this is where I have to stay, and I just have to keep on going through the motions, and you don't. You don't have to keep on doing that. You can make a choice today to pursue something so different, to pursue something that is just so meaningful in your life, that is wonderful for this world. And the great thing is, every single day, you have that choice to make. Every moment, you have that choice to make. Where are you going to go? What are you going to do? I hope that today, wherever you are, this episode helps you to make a better choice to go ahead and pursue something wonderful and great in your life. My name is Patrick Carr, and as always, we very much appreciate you joining us here. Like I said, there's no sponsor for the show. It's just my opportunity to be able to talk one-on-one with you. Hope you found some meaning in this. If you did, hit the like button or the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, drop us a comment on YouTube. Let us know what you like, what you don't like. We'll try to bring you more of it. Until next time, my name is Patrick Carr Show. My name is Patrick Carr. This is The Patrick Carr Show.